And a massive overflow of illegal migrants has brought hundreds of refugee families from Texas to San Diego. Just 2 hours ago, Sky 10 captured one of the first arrivals at Lindbergh Field as families were directed off the plane and onto charter buses headed for Otay Mesa. CBP says this new plan has nothing to do with sanctuary cities. Officials are selecting areas where CBP can handle a large number of people. Here's what we know. 3 flights a week will arrive at Lindbergh Field. Each will be filled with migrants who crossed illegally in Texas. San Diego is just one of the cities selected. Laredo, Texas, Yuma, Arizona, and even South Florida are being considered as processing stations. 10 News reporter Cassie Carlisle is live at Lindbergh Field, where that flight arrived just a couple of hours ago. Cassie?
Yeah, Kim, out here around 1:30 is when that first scheduled flight came in. It taxied down the runway to this gray building right here. You can see now that the plane is gone, but these flights are expected to take 120 to 135 migrants each. These photos paint the picture of chaos in Rio Grande Valley, Texas. Border Patrol says they're 200% over capacity, creating a need for these tent cities. To ease the overflow, Border Patrol is flying hundreds of migrants to San Diego to get processed. Behind these doors in Eastlake, the interim chief Douglas Harrison told us what that means. Fingerprints, photos, and identifying where each migrant came from. Harrison says they're mainly from Honduras and Guatemala. Sky 10 was overhead when the first scheduled charter flight came into Lindbergh Field Friday afternoon. You could see families with young children walking down the stairs. Most were in pairs. The migrants on these flights are families who crossed illegally into Texas, not at ports of entry. Some may claim asylum.
I saw the 3 buses parked when we drove down the street.
A curious onlooker surprised when he found out what the flight was for.
Well, my first question is, who's paying for this? Obviously the taxpayer. And then secondarily, where are they going to be released when they're processed?
Harrison said the migrants will go into ICE custody after being processed, which they hope to keep under 72 hours. The program does not have a scheduled end date. There was a test flight that did come in on Tuesday that had 126 migrants. That was a practice run for Border Patrol to test their logistics. Now, there could be more or fewer flights in the future depending on their needs in the coming weeks. And when it comes to migrant protection protocol, whether or not these migrants that come here could be sent to TJ after they're processed, that'll be up to ICE. So we'll find out, that will actually be up to Border Patrol. So we're waiting to find out that information as it comes in. Reporting live here at Lindbergh Field, Cassie Carlisle, 10 News.